Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. Our subject today, broadly speaking, is Motlow Community College and all of its activities. And our guest today is Hilda Tunstill, who is the Vice President of Finance and Administration at Motlow, but also since last June has been, last June she was appointed Interim President with the resignation of Dr. Kinkle. And so now the Board of Regents is finally cranking up the process to bring on a new president, and we'll go into that. But before we do that, thank you for taking time to join us. And before we get into Motlow, let's find out a little bit more about Hilda. Tell the folks about you.
Well, thank you, Tom. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and showcase Motlow State Community College. We're proud of our community college in this area. I was raised in Manchester, so I'm very local to the area. I've been with the college. This makes my 30th year. I received my bachelor's and master's from MTSU. I started out in my career in a CPA firm in Manchester. I came to the college in 1986, and I started part-time and then went full-time. I also have taught some accounting classes, and again, numbers are what I love to do. Right. Work with budgets and financial statements, and the college is very special to me. So I'm proud to be part of the faculty and staff at Motlow State Community College. Well,
you've done very well, yes, and you don't look like you've been there 30 years.
Well, thank you.
So, okay. Well, with that, let's take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll get into Motlow.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once, and delivered to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too, and take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not one penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
We're talking today, folks, with Hilda Tunstill, who is the interim president at Motlow, and we want to find out. They've been lots of things going on out there for the last couple of years, and still are, and we want to find out what that's all about. But let's begin by the fact that there is a vacancy there for the president, and the Board of Regents is just now cranking up the process to find a replacement. So let's see what we can find out about that and when we might expect something to happen. Hilda, would you give the folks a rundown on that process?
Sure, I would be glad to. We are starting the process at the campus on October 24th. On that day, there will be the search committee, and we're having a search agency firm with Greenwood, Asher, and Associates are helping us with this endeavor this time. And they will be open forums, open for the public to attend. That will be at 10 o'clock on October 24th on the Moore County campus. All campuses will be connected through ITV at a 9 o'clock session for an open forum. That will kick it off. They will meet with the search committee. Then mid-November, the committee, the applicants for the candidates is due November the 13th. Then in mid-November, the committee will meet to come up with about 10 or 12 people that they will interview mid-December.
This says that you have already made public pretty wide somewhere the fact that the search is going to start.
Oh yes, yes sir. It's been publicized through the Tennessee Board of Regents, so everyone who wishes to apply and meets the qualifications may apply.
Well, you're bound to have a national announcement of the information.
Oh yes,
be
Chronicle of Higher Education has the announcement in it, so it's a national search.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
With that said, then in December there will be 10 to 12 candidates interviewed. Then in January the committee will get back together again to narrow it down to like 3 to 5 candidates. Then in the first week or second week of February, the candidates will be brought to the Moore County campus and will be interviewed. The public is invited to attend and to have their input into this process, and the faculty and staff.
Your commission is doing the interviewing?
The search committee will do the interviewing, which is made up of regents, community people, and faculty and staff of Motlow State Community College.
Yeah, you've got 18 members.
Yes, we have 18 members.
That's a bunch. Okay, go ahead.
Then with that said, they hope to have a decision made by April and then take it to the Board of Regents for approval. And then the candidate starts on the campus by July 1 of next year. So
Hopefully.
that is the process.
Yes.
Yes, hopefully. And I'm sure it will.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's correct.
Okay. All right. So we can hope this time next year to interview the new president. Well, let's. Been a lot going on the last couple of years, primarily triggered by Governor Haslam's program for Tennessee Promise.
Correct.
And it's had quite an impact on the schools in several directions. Talk to us a little about that. What's it done to enrollment? And maybe to the extent there are noticeable differences between the campuses, you might mention that. But basically, what's it done to you for enrollment-wise?
From enrollment-wise, fall of 2014, we had enrollment about 4,600 head count. Then fall of 2017, we are at about 6,600 head count. So that's about a 38% increase. So that is large.
It is.
As you know, Tennessee Promise started in fall of 2015. It is a last dollar scholarship. So our campuses, they exploded with the opportunity of the students to come on the last dollar scholarship. Again, the major growth with Rutherford County, with the growth in that area, that campus currently is a little over 3,000 students. And with that, that brings opportunities. And fortunately, we are in the process.
As well.
I'm going to call it opportunities. We do have the need for a third building. It has been approved. It has been tracking through the process. We
slowly.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple of years already.
I know, and we're excited because we're getting closer to that finish line. We are designing it, meeting it within budget, and right now it looks like it's going to be about 80,000 square feet. And we will break ground on it mid-spring of 2018, and the targeted date is for us to be in that facility fall of 2019. And that is so critical because fall of 2018, Governor Haslam, along with the legislature, we will have another program to help students, and that is called the Tennessee Reconnect. And so with that, we will be attracting a different type of student.
Yeah,
and
I mentioned that. Who is Reconnect is designed for who?
That student is more of your non-traditional students. They have not completed a degree yet to be eligible for that. So they will come back into the program to complete a degree and get credentialed. And then they will...
By degree, you talk about high school diploma?
Well, an associate degree, no, a college degree, an associate degree.
Reconnect, they won't...
They could already have some prior college hours under their belt.
Or they could have none.
Or they could have none. That is correct.
But
either
they
way.
would be required to have finished high school?
Correct.
Okay.
Or have the appropriate GED equivalent.
Right.
And so they will be eligible for the program. There is some requirements that go with that. Like Tennessee Promise has the community service, this will have a community aspect with it too. So there is some eligibility requirements that go along with that program.
That's an interesting idea, folks, I think, because they basically are trying to go back and give people who didn't take advantage of the opportunities and maybe went to work doing something that wasn't really very promising, and they now have, this is going to be an opportunity for them to get assistance to get back in stream and get their education completed.
Correct.
And qualifications for something better job-wise, which probably makes a connection with what do we call it? You used the term a minute ago. Having more students qualified for the work.
Workforce development.
Workforce development, right? Yes. That's the magic word. And we're getting a lot of squawk these days from industry that says we're not giving them applicants that are qualified.
Correct.
And that's I would guess driven primarily by technological advances. Is that true? Is that basically?
That is true. I mean, we are looking to our workforce, our business and industries, to inform us of their needs so we can be truly responsive. Our Megatronics program, it is a shining star. It is well known throughout the state. We have that program at Matt Minville, Bridgestone, our Smyrna campus, and Fayetteville. We started in Fayetteville, I think, last year, and so it has started growing. Those are being very responsive to workforce needs. We have been so successful with that our level 1 and level 2 certificates that students can earn a Siemens certificate. Students are getting out in the workforce earning $40,000 to $75,000, an average of 40, but some of our students are working, hitting the ground, earning $75,000 a year, which we are so proud of that.
Yeah. This is, that particular program is probably going to have a lot of impact on the technical two-year colleges. What do we call them? I've lost it.
TCATs, our TCATs.
TCATs, yes. We have one in Shelbyville.
Correct, yes.
It's the only one close, I think. They've been talking about trying to get one in Winchester. Did that ever go anywhere?
Yes, it has, and let me talk about that. That one is going to be, it's going to be managed by the TCAT at Shelbyville, but they are planning a building there. And also Motlow will be having, we're looking to have some classes in that building too. So it is a state-funded building.
All right. What we're talking about there, folks, in case we lost you, is the two-year colleges that we have that primarily are training technical jobs. We had, for example, a couple of years ago, the leader of the Shelbyville school was telling us that their machinist program, his graduates have 2 or 3 job opportunities as soon as they get their degree. They're able to go to work and they're making good money. So, and he's not he didn't have the facilities at that time to be able to train what the industry seemed to be needing. So.
And those programs are very expensive to have. The Megatronics program for us, it's very expensive. We were fortunate to get a grant, a Department of Labor grant, to help us with some of those equipment costs initially.
Well, it may be very expensive, but we don't have much choice.
Oh, I agree. I agree. That is the way. We need to service and serve our business and industries, to provide them with the workforce they need.
Yeah.
Yes, it is our future. That is correct.
Very good. Okay. Let's talk a little about, well, before we talk anymore, let's take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll come back.
Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has proudly served your auto rental for over 30 years. Check out this huge selection to choose from. Small car, mid-size car, full-size car, crossover vehicle, SUV, minivan, pickup trucks, 12 and 15 passenger vans. Whether big or small, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has them all. Stop by our 2 locations to serve you, Tullahoma and in Winchester. And remember, my question is, why rent anywhere else?
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We're talking today, folks, with Hilda Tunstill, who is the interim president at Motlow. We've been talking about the fact that they're now, the Board of Regents is cranking up the process to find a new president, which we hope to have by next summer. Meanwhile, we have talked a little bit about Tennessee Promise. I'd like to, which has been, program's gotten a lot of favorable publicity along with a few not so favorable. The question is, how well is it working? And you're now in the last semester of the first class.
That's correct.
That started in the fall of 2015. So how's it going? How well is it working?
Well, as you have indicated, Tom, the students have 5 semesters to complete the program once they start in a cohort. And the ones that started in fall 2015, this is their last semester to be eligible for the Tennessee Promise. We have seen an upbeat in our graduates. Let me give you, for example, this past spring, when we had graduation, we were up to 842 graduates. Compared to the year before, we were at, I think, 642. So we had a large increase, which is great. So I feel like we're experiencing good results from the program. Could we do better? Yes, and we are striving to do better. As you know, the governor back years ago, the Complete College Act of 2010, we are striving to have 55% of the citizens of Tennessee with some type of certificate or degree by 2025. And right at At 2016, we were at the threshold of 38.8%. So we are trying to grow that. We're trying to meet that goal of 55%. Tennessee Promise is an avenue for us to get there. Tennessee Reconnect is an avenue. And then workforce development for us to come in and be responsive to the business and industries and to come up with programs that can help them have the proper skill sets for their workers.
Yeah, we do kind of lose track of that number, I guess. The governor was trying to get us to 55%
by 2025.
College graduates.
Well,
was it, or
it's a credentialed. It's a credential. So it could be a degree, it could be a certificate, and the certificates help people have the skill sets to go into the workplace.
Right. 55%. We're now at
30. The last numbers that I saw for 2016 as the last measurement was 38.8%.
And so we got to get to 55 between now and 2025?
That's correct.
7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and we had a couple of interesting numbers. 56% of the youngsters who were eligible to go into Tennessee Promise went in, and, well, no, those that went in, we had 56% have either graduated or gone into a 4-year college, or they're still in school. That's of those who were eligible, versus 39% of the high schoolers who were eligible who did not go into Tennessee Promise have fallen by the board. So Tennessee Promise was providing what looked like a 17% increase in those that achieve their higher education goals. So 17% improvement.
Well,
good, bad, or indifferent?
Well, it's an improvement. Let's put it that way. We still have room to grow, and I do want us to grow there. We all do. In order to meet the goal of what the governor has established for us, we will focus on that area. We will work to improve. So yes, can we do better than 56? Yes, we can, and we will. We will do better than that.
Okay. Well, also, we had at the same time somebody, as always, raising the question of ethnically, how's this working? And it turns out we got some pretty broad numbers there. 71% of the whites who were eligible to enroll in Ten Promise did so. Only 56% of the Hispanics who were eligible enrolled, and only 46% of the blacks who were eligible to enroll. Now, those are some pretty wide variations of numbers, and I don't know whether that's getting worse or better, or what do you consider as your requirement to do something about that, and what?
Well, we always want opportunities for all folks to go to higher ed institutions. So we are recruiting. We have recruiters on all campuses that are going into the high schools. We have college days at our various campuses. So we're providing the opportunities. We just need to follow through, track the people, make sure that we can help them get into college and take advantage of Tennessee Promise. It's a very good program, and so these students, we want them to be available to take advantage of that. We also have different diversity scholarships through the state, so there are avenues to help enhance those areas. We just need to do more. I do agree. We need to do more, and we strive to do more.
Well, of course, to a large extent, you're not the place that has to start. It looks like we're still not getting the message to the blacks and Hispanics, in this case, still not getting the message to them on the importance of improving their education, of having an education in order to be able to succeed out in the cold, cruel world. So that has to start back way down in the school system. And I don't know if whether we're getting that message out or not. It certainly looks like we've got a long ways to go.
Well, we all need to work together to make sure that we get the message. I agree with that. And we work with our area high schools, even the middle schools. So we will help with that message.
Middle schools, and interesting. I had some time ago the idea that you had to interest a youngster in science and math as early as the 3rd grade if you expected them to take on to it. Well, with that, folks, we need to take a short commercial break, and we'll have to come back to wrap up.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck. Chevy, Ford, and Ram, man. Russell's got your truck. With the best selection anywhere. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive Family, and man, do we ever have your truck. 4 brands, hundreds to choose from, all at year-end discounted prices. So with so much to choose from, my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
Russell's got your truck, man.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Back, folks, we've been talking today with Hilda Tunstill, who is the interim president at Motlow, and she's caught us up on the things going on out there, which is quite a lot, including the selection of a new president coming up in the next year. So, meanwhile, Hilda, is there a word you might like to put directly out to the folks in the audience?
Sure. Thank you, Tom, again, for allowing Motlow to be part of your program. We do appreciate it. On behalf of the faculty and staff at Motlow State, we would like to say we appreciate and respect the honor that we have to deliver higher education to our 11 county service area. Whether it be going into the workforce, whether it be transferring to a 4-year university, we're going to provide the skill sets that are needed to help the students to be successful. We're all about student success, and we want you to know that we take that very seriously. Please look at our website at www.mscc.edu to see local events going on, children's play, athletic programs. We have various activities that we would like to invite all of the community to come forth and see. Okay. We are just pleased to be part of our communities.
All right. Thank you very much, Hilda, for taking time to join us. We appreciate that. And thank you, folks, for inviting us into your parlor, and we will see you next time.